Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that on a mission to snatch my people straight about that fire. On a mission to snatch the lamb out the mouth of a lion. If you notice he ain't in the fold, leave the 99. To say that brother or sister somehow we left behind. Should I leave the 99 sheep to go back for the one? I mean that's still 99 and that's more than some. Yeshua came for the lost sheep, let's get him young. He might be seeking a change like the prodigal son. Wise as a serpent, homeless as dove, that's how we played. Blocking these fiery arrows, strap on my shoulder faith. Many are called, few are chosen, what the scriptures say. Jeremiah 31:21, the ship's on the way, crossing the Jordan, still waters, we won't no trouble that day. Matthew 7:13, enter through the straight gates. Broad is the path of destruction, but narrow is the way. Jeremiah 31, for the new covenant we shall wait. Hebrews 8, yeah, Hebrews 8, for the new covenant we shall wait. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Elohim, praise Yah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father.
Started from the bottom, now we heal. You already know what it is. Giving praise to the God of Israel. The truth has been revealed, even though a lot of masses live the whole world. They've been deceived for real. Read Revelation chapter 12. Time will tell who will prevail 400 year captivity. But we coming out of here. Prophecy been fulfilled. Gotta live righteously. Yeah, we'll see who is real and who will appear out. Cause of fear, cause of doubt. Who will hear and believe our report. Time to resort back to the sword. Yeah, the mighty one through the sun. Final run, we gon' fight. If it is will, Ephesians 6 and 12. Yeah, we battle where the evil dwell. Hell is just a grace. So yeah, you know we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Who shall we feel? Come on. Cause salvation is near, even though it's a war going on. Gotta keep marching on. This is for my pills. Either have the ill heal. It's time to go home, for real.
Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. It's too late now. All praise to Yahweh, the Most High, our Elohim. Yeah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that on a mission to snatch my people straight about that fire. On a mission to snatch the lamb out the mouth of a lion. If you notice he ain't in the fold, leave the 99. To say that brother or sister somehow we left behind. Should I leave the 99 sheep to go back for the one? I mean that's still 99 and that's more than some. Yeshua came for the lost sheep, let's get him young. He might be seeking a change like the prodigal son. Wise as a serpent, homeless as dove, that's how we played. Blocking these fiery arrows, strap on my shoulder faith. Many are called, few are chosen, what the scriptures say. Jeremiah 31:21, the ship's on the way, crossing the Jordan, still waters, we won't no trouble that day. Matthew 7:13, enter through the straight gates. Broad is the path of destruction, but narrow is the way. Jeremiah 31, for the new covenant we shall wait. Hebrews 8, yeah, Hebrews 8, for the new covenant we shall wait. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Elohim, praise Yah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father.
Started from the bottom, now we heal. You already know what it is. Giving praise to the God of Israel. The truth has been revealed, even though a lot of masses live the whole world. They've been deceived for real. Read Revelation chapter 12. Time will tell who will prevail 400 year captivity. But we coming out of here. Prophecy been fulfilled. Gotta live righteously. Yeah, we'll see who is real and who will appear out. Cause of fear, cause of doubt. Who will hear and believe our report. Time to resort back to the source. Yeah, the mighty one through the sun. Fight a run, we gon' fight. If it is really Ephesians 6 and 12. Yeah, we battle where the evil dwell. Hell is just a grace. So yeah, you know we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Who shall we feel? Come on. Cause salvation is near, even though it's a war going on. Gotta keep marching on. This is for my pills. Either have the ill heal. It's time to go home, for real.
Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. It's too late now. All praise to Yahweh, the Most High, our Elohim. Yeah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. On a mission to snatch my people straight about that fire. On a mission to snatch the lamb out the mouth of a lion. If you notice he ain't in the fold, leave the 99. To save that brother or sister somehow we left behind. Should I leave the 99 sheep to go back for the one? I mean that's still 99 and that's more than some. Yeshua came for the lost sheep, let's get him young. He might be seeking a change like the prodigal son. Wise as a serpent, homeless as dove, that's how we play it. Blocking these.
Shalom Facebook, Shalom YouTube. Welcome to our history class. Tonight we are in 2 Samuel chapter 10. But before we get started, does anyone have any questions? No questions? Okay. Again, this is our history class, and we are in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 10.
Second Samuel chapter 10. And it came to pass after this, that the king of the children of Ammon died, and Hanan his son reigned in his stead. Then said David, I will show kindness unto Hanan the son of Nahash, as his father showed kindness unto me. And David sent to comfort him by the hand of his servants for his father. And David's servants came into the land of the children of Ammon. And the princes of the children of Ammon said unto Hanan their master, Thinkest thou that David does honor thy father, that he hath sent comforters unto thee? Have not David rather sent his servants unto thee to search the city and to spy it out and to overthrow it? Wherefore Hanan took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beards and cut off their garments in the middle, even to the buttocks, and sent them away. When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, Tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return.
Now, they knew what was going to happen. They treated these men shamefully. And these are David's men. These are David's men. So they know what he's going to do, because they know what kind of man he is. So let's see how they handle it. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 6. And when the children of Ammon saw that they stank before David, the children of Ammon sent and hired the Syrians of Beth Rehob and the Syrians of Zobah 20,000 footmen, and of King Maacah 1,000 men, and of Ishtob 12,000 men. And when David heard of it, he sent Joab and all the hosts of the mighty men. And the children of Ammon.
Ammon.
That's what I'm saying, Ammon.
Go ahead.
And the children of Ammon came out and put the battle in array at the entering in of the gate. And the Syrians of Zobah and of Rehob and Ishtob and Maacah were by themselves in the field. When Joab saw that the front of the battle was against him before and behind, he chose all the choice men of Israel and put them in array against the Syrians. And the rest of the people he delivered into the hand of Abishai his brother, that he might put them in array against the children of Ammon. And he said, if the Syrians be too strong for me, then thou shalt help me. But if the children of Ammon be too strong for thee, then I will come and help thee. Be of good courage, and let us play the men for our people and for the cities of our Elohim. And Yahweh do that which seemeth him good. And Joab drew nigh, and the people that were with him, unto the battle against the Syrians, and they fled before him. And when the children of Ammon saw that the Syrians were fled, then fled they also before Abishai, and entered into the city. So Joab returned from the children of Ammon, and came to Jerusalem. And when the Syrians saw that they were smitten before Israel, they gathered themselves together. And Hadarezer sent and brought out the Syrians that were beyond the river, and they came to Helam, and Shobach, the captain of the host of Hadarezer, went before them. And when it was told David, he gathered all Israel together, and passed over Jordan, and came to Helam, and the Syrians set themselves in array against David, and fought with him. And the Syrians fled before Israel, and David slew the men of 700 chariots of the Syrians, and 40,000 horsemen, and smote Shobach, the captain of their host, who died there. And when all the kings that were servants to Hadarezer saw that they were smitten before Israel, they made peace with Israel and served them. So the Syrians feared to help the children of Ammon anymore.
So we see that there's warfare all the time when we was in the land, man. But this warfare had nothing to do with the expansion of the borders of Israel. They were just trying to protect their borders from other people. It wasn't our father's intention to go conquer everybody else's land, whereas the people that were in the land were trying to conquer the land of Israel, so they fought for it, and Yahweh was with them when they fought. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 1. And it came to pass, after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah, but David tarried still at Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass in an evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house, and from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?
Uriah the Hittite is one of David's mighty men.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, man. Just because this is Uriah the Hittite doesn't mean he's a Hittite or that he's from another nation. That's just the area that he's living in. So just call him Uriah the Hittite. Go ahead.
2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 4. And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman conceived, and sent and told David, and said, I am with child. And David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David.
Now, let's look at verse 5 again. It says that a woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. Well, she sent somebody, so that means that more than her knew that she was pregnant. Right, so I'm pretty sure that news eventually was getting out there, but they didn't go see each other personally. Sometimes they'll send messengers to let them know, hey, this is this and this is that, and so the secret's out just by her sending that messenger to David.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
So he knew she was married.
Hmm.
So David knew she was married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to one of the mighty men.
You care. Like they have to say when the king, you say when the king called, you got to come, huh?
Yeah, that was especially David. Yeah, you know he got Philistine foreskins all over him, man. So they better go and see what he want.
That was a hell of a date, wasn't
Yeah, yeah. Well, now being the king, he knows the law,
Yeah.
and he knows what he's doing is wrong.
it? Right.
Right? Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 11 and verse 6. And David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David. And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered. And David said to Uriah, go down to thy house and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king.
Uriah should have suspected something right then and there. First of all, even though he was one of David's mighty men, he never checked on, he never chopped it up with Uriah that much. You don't hear him talk about it all. And all of a sudden they called him from the battle, asking how the battle goes. You got Joab there, why don't you ask him? Then sent him home with a whole bunch of food. Uriah should have looked at that, hey, what's really going on, man? Why you doing all this?
Got a big box of church of chicken, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Church of chicken.
And some beer.
Yeah, he home now. Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 8. And David said to Uriah, go down to thy house and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king. Verse 9. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his master, and went not down to his house. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto his house, David said unto Uriah, camest thou not from thy journey? Why then didst thou not go down unto thine house? And Uriah said unto David, the ark, and Israel and Yehudah abide in tents, and my master Joab and the servants of my master are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go into mine house to eat and to drink, and to lie with my wife? As thou livest, and as thy soul liveth, I will not do this thing.
Now, I think I told you this before. This is not the original writing of that verse. It was a different writing from the Matthew Bible. It says in verse 11, and Uriah said unto David,
Oh, okay.
the ark in Israel and Judah abide in tents, and my master Joab and the servants of my master are encamped. Now the Matthew Bible says on the flat earth.
Right.
They took that out and put something else in there, so they didn't want people to mistake that he was referring to the earth as being flat. So I praise y'all, Brother Deacon Yohanan, for showing that to me, but just to let the people know that that's not the original writing of that verse. It mentioned the flat earth. He said, and the servants of my master are encamped in the open field. When it says open field, it was supposed to be flat earth. So just a little heads up, a little FYI, to let you know that they're trying to cover up the configuration of the earth. They want the earth to stay round, but here it said it was flat. Yeah, go ahead, man. And besides, one more thing, and I mentioned this before. Now, the Bathsheba already pregnant. That means she don't miss about 3 months, right? So, say it worked. Say David's plan worked, and Uriah went into his wife, and she starts showing about 5 months. So Uriah might have scratched his head and said, "How did it move that fast?" You see what I'm saying? So the plan was foolish because she was already pregnant, right? So she got 3 months. She lost. She hadn't had a cycle. That means she's pregnant somewhere about 6 months to have that baby. Now after 3 months, Uriah stepped in the picture because it took him 3 months to find out. He gets in there and lays with his wife. Then 6 months later, she having a baby.
Right.
You'll probably say, "Well, wait. It's supposed to be 9 months, not 6 months."
And then the baby looking like
I ain't go that far, bro. It don't even look like Uriah, bro.
David and his wife, by side complexion, the kid come out looking like me.
Yeah, see?
What the hell going on?
Yeah. Yeah, what's up? What's really going on, wife?
But like you said, brother, he just panicked then.
You panic.
When you panic, you do stupid stuff.
He didn't think this out. So I can look at it and tell the way it's written. He did not think this out. Because after he laid with her, after Uriah laid with her 6 months later, that's a record. And if that baby fully formed, sometimes they call them preemies, right? 6 month baby. But this one carried a full 9 months. So it's going to be completely formed. So it was a plan that wasn't going to work anyway. Right? Because Uriah, he didn't want to go home, want to hang out with the brothers. But it was, like you said, he panicked, thought he could get him to sleep with his wife, and think that Uriah would notice that the baby don't look nothing like him. And it came in 6 months. They thought Uriah would notice that. Go ahead, Stan.
That's what Michael Jordan did. You remember he got that girl pregnant, and he gave her $5 million to shut her mouth up. And then he went home and started scratching his head. He said, "I didn't get a DNA test."
Yeah.
He wasn't thinking, he panicked, right?
Yeah.
Then to top to put the icing on the cake, he went and told his wife about it. Why would she do that?
Panic.
And she said, "Mike, just let it ride. Let her have that $5 million."
Yeah. They
she-
still married?
Now, you know, that was one needed. She already saying, "I can't trust him." You know, they got divorced.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, years ago.
Yeah, I bet she ate him alive.
Oh, yeah. She was $275 million, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. He's still a billionaire, though,
Oh,
ain't
yeah.
he? Yeah. You know, ain't no scratch off his nose. Go ahead, Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 11. I start at 11 and verse 11 again.
Okay.
And Uriah said unto David, "The ark and Israel and Yehudah abide in tents, and my master Joab and the servants of my master are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go into mine house to eat and to drink, and to lie with my wife, as thou livest, and as thy soul liveth, I will not do this thing."
Mm-hmm.
And David said to Uriah, "Tarry here today also, and tomorrow I will let thee depart." So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and tomorrow. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him, and he made him drunk. And at even he went out to lie on his bed with the servants of his master, but went not down to his house.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah.
That's
And-
cold-blooded.
Yeah.
That is so hard-hearted and cold-blooded. That, see, I guess David didn't see Yahweh's hand in that. This thing had to go down so that he can take the responsibility, take the blame for something he knew was wrong. Committed adultery, which carries a death penalty. Then had a husband, gonna have a husband be killed. That's double jeopardy right there, buddy. Yeah, go ahead, Brother Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 14 again.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. And he wrote in the letter saying, set you Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire you from him, that he may be smitten and die. And it came to pass, when Joab observed the city, that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that valiant men were. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab, and there fell some of the people of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite died also.
Mm-hmm.
Then Joab sent and told David all the things concerning the war, and charged the messenger, saying, when thou hast made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king, and if so be that the king's wrath arise, and he say unto thee, wherefore approach you so nigh unto the city when you did fight? Knew you not that they would shoot from the wall? Who smote Abimelech the son of Jerubasheth? Did not a woman cast a piece of a millstone upon him from the wall, that he died in Thebez? Why went you nigh the wall? Then say thou, thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also.
Mm-hmm.
So the messenger went and came and showed David all that Joab had sent him for.
Mm-hmm.
And the messenger said unto David, surely the men prevail against us, and came out unto us into the field, and we were upon them even unto the entering of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And the shooters shot from off the wall upon thy servants, and some of the king's servants be dead, and thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. Then David said unto the messenger, thus shalt thou say unto Joab, let not this thing displease thee, for the sword devour one as well as another. Make thy battle more strong against the city, and overthrow it, and encourage thou him. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when the mourning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house, and she became his wife, and bare him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased Yahweh.
Look how cavalier he felt about Uriah. Said, well, one dead just like another. Just got to be more careful next time. This one is mighty men. And he slept with the man's wife, and look how he just treat the man like, that's too bad. He said, you just got to be more careful next time.
And so Joab didn't know what the deal was, but he knew he needed to get.
You know, Joab read that note, gave it to Uriah. Go ahead, Uriah. This what David wants you to do. He wants you to go to the head of the battle. No, he didn't want to tell him that, but told Joab, let him be at the head of the battle, right? Mm-hmm. So now Joab is in on the plan, because that's up his alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the kind of man Joab is. So yeah, that they work hand in hand. But Joab is actually David's nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 1. And Yahweh sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, there were two men in one city, the one rich and the other poor. The rich man had exceeding many flocks and herds, but the poor man had nothing, save one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and nourished up. And it grew up together with him, and with his children. It did eat of his own meat, and drank of his own cup, and lay in his bosom, and was unto him as a daughter. And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take of his own flock and of his own herd, to dress for the wayfaring man that was come unto him, but took the poor man's lamb, and dressed it for the man that was come to him. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man, and he said to Nathan, as Yahweh liveth, the man that have done this thing shall surely die. And he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity. And Nathan said to David, thou art the man.
Mm.
Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul, and I gave thee thy master's house, and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Yehudah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of Yahweh to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. Thus saith Yahweh, Behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son.
Mm-hmm.
For you did it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against Yahweh. And Nathan said unto David, Yahweh also hath put away thy sin, thou shalt not die. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of Yahweh to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die.
Mm-hmm.
And Nathan departed unto his house, and Yahweh struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. David therefore besought Yahweh for the child, and David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth, but he would not, neither did he eat bread with them. And it came to pass on the seventh day that the child died, and the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead, for they said, Behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead? But when David saw that his servants whispered, David perceived that the child was dead. Therefore David said unto his servants, Is the child dead? And they said, He is dead. Then David arose from the earth and washed and anointed himself and changed his apparel and came into the house of Yahweh and worshipped. Then he came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread before him, and he did eat. Then said his servants unto him, What thing is this that thou hast done? Thou didst fast and weep for the child while it was alive, but when the child was dead, thou didst arise and eat bread. And he said, While the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept. For I said, Who can tell whether Elohim will be gracious to me, that the child may live? But now he is dead, why should I fast? Can I bring him back again? I shall go to him, but he shall not return to me.
Now, let's stop right there, Brother Stephen. Now, we just read where Nathan said Yahweh will not impute that sin upon him, right? Let's go read about that. Let's go to Psalm 32, verse 1 and 2. Now, this is a psalm by David himself. Psalm 32, verse 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Verse 1. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom Yahweh imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile.
That is right there. Let's go to one more praise, Brother Stephen. He's glorifying Yahweh in that he didn't impute that sin on him. But what has happened is that because of what he's done, he's caused the enemies of Yahweh to blaspheme. Let's go to Psalm 51, Brother Stephen.
Psalm 51.
Then we get back to 2 Samuel. This is David asking to make a confession Now, David already got wives. And what he's doing is confessing his sin, but as I mentioned before, he didn't confess them to his wives. He confessed them to Yahweh. We'll see. Go ahead, Brother Stephen. Psalm 51.
Verse 1. Have mercy upon me, O Elohim, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee, thee only, have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O Elohim, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O Elohim, thou Elohim of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Yahweh, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of Elohim are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O Elohim, thou wilt not despise.
Mm-hmm.
Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion, build thou the walls of Jerusalem. Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall they offer bullocks upon thine altar.
So this is one of the things that saved David, is in verse 17, because back in those days they made animal sacrifices to atone for some sin. And so what we're saying here, and this is what the Mashiach magnified, it says in verse 17, the sacrifices of Elohim are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O Elohim, thou shalt not despise. So that's the problem our fathers were having back when they were making the animal sacrifices, because they didn't do anything for the conscience. But a broken spirit and a contrite heart, that's your conscience right there. So he realized after Nathan confronted him that he did wrong, but Yahweh still loved him and wouldn't impute that sin on him. But he said, "Not blood will never leave your house." Go ahead. Let's go back to 2 Samuel 12, Brother Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 24. And David comforted Bathsheba his wife, and went in unto her, and lay with her. And she bare a son, and he called his name Shlomo, and Yahweh loved him. And he sent by the hand of Nathan the prophet, and he called his name Yedidah, because of Yahweh.
So this child by David and Bathsheba, Yahweh couldn't allow him to live because he was conceived in adultery.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't be part of the king's genealogy. He couldn't be part of the king's line of descendants because of the way he was conceived. But now he's gone on to Bathsheba, and now she gave him Shlomo. Now he's back. He's corrected the course. Now he's back in line with Saul, David, Shlomo, and so forth. So the line continues. So I noticed that Yahweh gave him a name, Jedediah,
Yeah.
but nobody ever called him that. He's still Shlomo. Yeah, go ahead, Brother Seth.
Let me read that again, brother. I don't know how I did that.
What?
I pronounced that name wrong. I know better than that. 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 24. And David comforted Bathsheba his wife, and went in unto her, and lay with her. And she bare a son, and he called his name Shlomo, and Yahweh loved him. And he sent by the hand of Nathan the prophet, and he called his name Yedidiah because of Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
And Joab fought against Rabbah of the children of Ammon, and took the royal city. And Joab sent messengers to David, and said, I have fought against Rabbah, and have taken the city of waters. Now therefore gather the rest of the people together, and encamp against the city, and take it, lest I take the city, and it be called after my name.
Mm-hmm.
And David gathered all the people together, and went to Rabbah, and fought against it, and took it. And he took their king's crown from off his head, the weight whereof was a talent of gold with the precious stones, and it was set on David's head. And he brought forth the spoil of the city in great abundance. And he brought forth the people that were therein, and put them under saws, and under harrows of iron, and under axes of iron, and made them pass through the brick kiln. And thus did he unto all the cities of the children of Ammon. So David and all the people returned unto Jerusalem.
So this is what you do with your captives.
Mm-hmm.
When they fought wars, they put them. They were slaves. In verse 31, and he brought forth the people that were therein, and put them under saws and under harrows of iron. So he put them in slavery, and under the axes of iron, and made them pass through the brick kiln. And thus did he unto all the cities of the children of Ammon. So David and all the people returned unto Jerusalem. So that's one of the things that happened in the spoils of war. You can either kill your enemy or put them in, make them your slaves. That was normal fare. All the nations did that. In fact, during the time of Elisha, the Syrians fought against Israel, and they took a Israelite girl, maiden, into Syria, where Naaman, the Syrian was. You know, he had leprosy, and the little Israelite girl told her queen, I don't think it was a queen, but nevertheless told the wife of the queen that there was a prophet in Israel that could cure Naaman. Right. So again, she was a captive. So they had captive. She's actually a slave, and she told them about the prophet Elisha that could cure Naaman. And so that's what we have here with our fathers. They put people as slaves and as captives and put them to work. And that's normal fare when you got slaves. You don't do no hard work. I don't know why black people are so mad at white people about being enslaved. That's what slavery is. And Jake don't know how to be a slave. Not at first, he had to kill him. But nevertheless, he learned how to be a slave, right? How can people that are used to living in royalty and as kings, how can you expect them to act like slaves? So it took a while, but nevertheless, that's what you do when you take over somebody else's people. You either kill them or you enslave them. Something like that. Y'all gonna be doing it too. Yeah. I thought you did.
I got some underlining. This one you're coming to. You said verse, this child that they had out of wedlock, adultery.
The child that died.
Yeah, you said the child of adultery did have a name.
What did I say it was?
You didn't say it. It's not mentioned, but I guess you had a reason for saying that.
Now let's look at that now. Let's pick this up at verse 14. Chapter 12, verse 14. It says, howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of Yahweh to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. And Nathan departed unto his house, and Yahweh struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. And David therefore besought Elohim for the child, and David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth, but he would not, neither did he eat bread with them. And it came to pass on the seventh day that the child died, and the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead. For they said, Behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead? But when David saw that his servants whispered, David perceived that the child was dead. Therefore David said unto his servants, Is the child dead? And they said, He is dead. Now, all through these passages, they never say his name. They always say the child. Right? Now, what did I say the name was?
You didn't, but since you read this, I understand it. Now,
Uh-huh.
he lived long enough to have a name.
Yeah, if you want to look at it that way, but they should have addressed him by his name.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, but I just thought about it. I said, when he read it, this child must have lived a while. So evidently they gave him, it might not have been important because the boy going to die anyway, right?
But that's my point. They even didn't mention his name at all. They said the child. Even David said, Is the child alive? He didn't mention his name either. But it upset Bathsheba, but it still didn't give his name.
Yeah.
I don't think he even got a name. I think maybe it might have been not very long after he came out to shoot.
Maybe I had child of adultery did have a name. Maybe I wrote it wrong. It should have been child of adultery didn't have a name. Maybe I missed that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe I just wrote it down wrong.
Yeah. How can they give him a name? The child of adultery. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister whose name was Tamar, and Amnon, the son of David, loved her. And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin, and Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her. But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shemiah, David's brother, and Jonadab was a very subtle man. And he said unto him, Why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not tell me? And Amnon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. And Jonadab said unto him, Lay thee down on thy bed, and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat it at her hand.
Now, couldn't he have suggested another way to get to know this girl? Well, he could have told her, say, well, why don't you go chop it up with her, see what she about, you know, where her head is. He didn't tell him that. He told her something nefarious. You want that? I'll tell you how to get it. You ain't have to worry about dating or nothing. Talking to her. Yeah, man.
Look, I got a little confused when he said sick. So if he wasn't sick, ill sick, he was in love sick, right?
No, he just pretended to be sick. Wasn't no such thing as love sick back in them days, except for Yaakov. He fell in love time he saw Rachel, bro. It was over. He was through. He threw it in the towel. Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 6. So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. Oh, well, I'm at verse 7, right? 2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, Go now to thy brother Amnon's house and dress him meat. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was laid down, and she took flour and kneaded it and made cakes in his sight, and did bake the cakes.
Mm-hmm.
And she took a pan and poured them out before him, but he refused to eat. And Amnon said, "Have out all men from me." And they went out, every man from him. And Amnon said unto Tamar, "Bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand." And Tamar took the cakes which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her, and said unto her, "Come lie with me, my sister." And she answered him, "Nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly. And I, whither shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Now therefore, I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from thee."
There you go. Just talk to my daddy. You ain't got to go through all these changes. But now, even if you talk to my dad, I still don't want you, because what you doing now. Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. And Amnon said unto her, "Arise, be gone."
Why didn't she scream?
It makes sense.
Isn't that in the law?
Yeah, she must have been enjoying it.
Steve, man.
You threw it out, man.
No, see,
You threw it out.
they got a guest list in hell, and your name at the top
But
of the
you
list.
threw it out there. You said,
No,
"Watch
I
it and
just-
scream." You threw it out there.
No,
Like you always do, you threw it out there.
yeah, they got your table waiting on you in hell, bro.
You ain't got no water on it.
Ain't no water in the hell. You can ask for it, but you ain't gonna get
You
it.
go get it. 2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 16. And she said unto him, "There is no cause." Verse 16. And she said unto him, "There is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than the other that thou didst unto me." But he would not hearken unto her. Then he called his servant that ministered unto him, and said, "Put now this woman out from me, and bolt the door after her." And she had a garment of divers colors upon her, for with such robes were the king's daughters that were virgins apparel.
Mm-hmm.
Then his servant brought her out, and bolted the door after her. And Tamar put ashes on her head, and rent her garment of divers colors that was on her, and laid her hand on her head, and went out crying. And Absalom her brother said unto her, "Has Amnon thy brother been with thee? But hold now thy peace, my sister. He is thy brother. Regard not this thing." So Tamar remained desolate in her brother Absalom's house.
Mm-hmm.
But when King David heard of all these things, he was very wroth. And Absalom spake unto his brother Amnon neither good nor bad. For Absalom hated Amnon because he had forced his sister Tamar.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass after 2 full years that Absalom had sheep shearers in Baal Hazor, which is beside Ephraim, and Absalom invited all the king's sons. And Absalom came to the king and said, "Behold now, thy servant have sheep shearers. Let the king, I beseech thee, and his servants go with thy servants." And the king said to Absalom, "Nay, my son, let us not all now go, lest we be chargeable unto thee." And he pressed him. Howbeit he would not go, but bless him. Then said Absalom, "If not, I pray thee, let my brother Amnon go with us." And the king said unto him, "Why should he go with thee?" But Absalom pressed him that he let Amnon and all the king's sons go with him. Now Absalom had commanded his servants, saying, Mark you now, when Amnon's heart is merry with wine, and when I say unto you, smite Amnon, then kill him, fear not. Have not I commanded you, be courageous and be valiant? And the servants of Absalom did unto Amnon as Absalom had commanded. Then all the king's sons arose, and every man got him up upon his mule and fled. And it came to pass, while they were in the way, that tidings came to David, saying, Absalom have slain all the king's sons, and there is not one of them left.
Mm-hmm.
Then the king arose and tore his garments and lay on the earth, and all his servants stood by with their clothes rent. And Jonadab, the son of Shemaiah, David's brother, answered and said, Let not my master suppose that they have slain all the young men, the king's son, for Amnon only is dead. For by the appointment of Absalom, this have been determined from the day that he forced his sister Tamar. Now therefore let not my master the king take the thing to his heart, to think that all the king's sons are dead, for Amnon only is dead. But Absalom fled, and the young man that kept the watch lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there came much people by the way of the hillside behind him. And Jonadab said unto the king, Behold, the king's sons come, as thy servant said, so it is.
How you know? How Jonadab know? David should have asked him. How you know this already? Jonadab put it in the mind of Amnon to do it. Right? But then David was just glad his sons was all right, but it didn't cross his mind to ask Jonadab, how you know all this, man? Yeah, what you got into this? Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 36. And it came to pass, as soon as he had made an end of speaking, that, behold, the king's sons came and lifted up their voice and wept, and the king also and all his servants wept very sore.
Mm-hmm.
But Absalom fled and went to Talmi, the son of Ammihud, king of Geshur, and David mourned for his son every day. So Absalom fled and went to Geshur and was there 3 years. And the soul of King David longed to go forth unto Absalom, for he was comforted concerning Amnon, seeing he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
what does that show about David being a father? Now, his son raped his sister, but he didn't do anything about it for 2 years.
a long time, yeah.
Yeah, ain't said nothing about it. He was mad about it, but he didn't do nothing about it. But what does that show you about him being a father? He wasn't a very good father. Now, he wasn't raised that way. He was just raised up. We go back when David was just a young man, a sheep, herd of sheep. They kept the father's flock. So he wasn't raised in a household that his children raised in. So his children are the sons and daughters of a king, right? But when he was a little boy, he was just a son of Jesse. There wasn't nothing royal about that situation, but this situation, this royalty, this is palace intrigue, that one of the children would rape the other child, and one of the brother of that child would go ahead and kill him. So that's royal palace intrigue, showing you that this is the price you pay when you raise up in a royal household. You have other people raising your children, and you ain't that much in their life. So the children suffer for it, but not showing any love for one another. See, when you grow up in a regular household, yeah, you're gonna fuss and fight, but that's still love. So that shows you. I mean, you always say y'all gonna be kings and priests, right? You take this in mind about when you and your family you got some children, you better raise them yourself, right? Be out there with them, show the son what his responsibilities are, so he grow up normal like everybody else. But the children of a king, they don't grow up normal. Go ahead, Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 1. Now Joab, the son of Zeruiah perceived that the king's heart was toward Absalom. And Joab sent to Tekoa and fetched thence a wise woman and said unto her, I pray thee, feign thyself to be a mourner, and put on now mourning apparel, and anoint not thyself with oil, but be as a woman that had a long time mourned for the dead, and come to the king and speak on this matter unto him. So Joab put the words in her mouth. And when the woman of Tekoa spake to the king, she fell on her face to the ground and did obeisance and said, Help, O king. And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, I am indeed a widow woman, and mine husband is dead.
Now, look, check this scenario out. She could actually walk up on the king
Right.
and make a request of him, just like them two harlots that walked up on King Shlomo, arguing about the baby. Well, that show you that that's where it's going to be in the kingdom. You can walk up on a Mashiach. Because you're son of David, right? Son of Yah. So I imagine you can do that too, because the law says you're not supposed to elevate yourself above your brothers. Right? So that's what the situation we have here. This woman just walked up on David, the most powerful man in the kingdom. And she can just walk up and talk to him. So again, I'm looking at that same atmosphere when the Mashiach returns. Probably just walk up on him too. Yeah.
But now we no junk like this.
No. You gotta have something to say, bro. You
Yeah,
can't just say, "What's up? What's up?" You can't do that with the king.
No.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
2 Samuel chapter 14, I read verse 5 again. And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, I am indeed a widow woman, and mine husband is dead. And thy handmaid had 2 sons, and they strove together in the field, and there was none to part them, but the one smote the other and slew him. And behold, the whole family is risen against thine handmaid, and they said, Deliver him that smote his brother, that we may kill him for the life of his brother whom he slew. And we will destroy the heir also, and so they shall quench my coal which is left, and shall not leave to my husband neither name nor remainder upon the earth. And the king said unto the woman, Go to thine house, and I will give charge concerning thee. And the woman of Tekoa said unto the king, My master, O king, the iniquity be on me and on my father's house, and the king and his throne be guiltless. And the king said, Whosoever saith aught unto thee, bring him to me, and he shall not touch thee any more. Then said she, I pray thee, let the king remember Yahweh thy Elohim, that thou wouldst not suffer the revenges of blood to destroy any more, lest they destroy my son. And he said, As Yahweh liveth, there shall not one hair of thy son fall to the earth. Then the woman said, Let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak one word unto my master the king. And he said, Say on. And the woman said, Wherefore then hast thou thought such a thing against the people of Elohim? For the king does speak this thing as one which is faulty, in that the king does not fetch home again his banished. For we must needs die, and are as water spilled on the ground, which cannot be gathered up again. Neither does Elohim respect any person, yet does he devise means that his banished be not expelled from him. Now therefore that I am come to speak of this thing unto my master the king. It is because the people have made me afraid, and thy handmaid said, I will now speak unto the king. It may be that the king will perform the request of his handmaid. For the king will hear to deliver his handmaid out of the hand of the man that would destroy me and my son together out of the inheritance of Elohim. Then thine handmaid said, The word of my master the king shall be comfortable. For as an angel of Elohim, so is my master the king to discern good and bad. Therefore Yahweh thy Elohim will be with thee.
Now look at all them flowery statements she's saying about him. Oh, you got the wisdom of an angel. You know everything.
She butter and cook everything.
Butter him up. Butter him up, bro. That one ain't no margarine. That's real butter. Atlanta Lakes. Go ahead, Steve.
2 Samuel.
Read verse 17 again.
Okay. 2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 17. Then thy handmaid said, the word of my master the king shall now be comfortable, for as an angel of Elohim, so is my master the king to discern good and bad. Therefore Yahweh thy Elohim will be with thee.
Mm-hmm.
Then the king answered and said unto the woman, hide not from me, I pray thee, the thing that I shall ask thee. And the woman said, let my master the king now speak.
Mm-hmm.
And the king said, is not the hand of Joab with thee in all this? And the woman answered and said, as thy soul liveth, my master the king, none can turn to the right hand or to the left from aught that my master the king have spoken. But thy servant Joab, he bade me, and he put all these words in the mouth of thine handmaid to fetch about this form of speech. Has thy servant Joab done this thing? And my master is wise according to the wisdom of an angel of Elohim to know all things that are in the earth.
He recognized game when he heard game, when he saw game.
Mm-hmm.
Say, wait, hold on a minute. You sound like Joab. You've been talking to Joab, ain't you? He recognized that game. This sounds just like Joab. Something he would do.
She was happy to give him up too.
Oh yeah.
Still butter him up.
She was happy.
Kind of my mill Trump here, you can't sleep him, can
Nah, not King David, bro. He been around Joab too long. I said, nah. It sound like my nephew. Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
And the king said unto Joab, behold now, I have done this thing. Go therefore, bring the young man Absalom again. And Joab fell to the ground on his face and bowed himself and thanked the king. And Joab said, today thy servant knoweth that I have found grace in thy sight, my master, O king, in that the king hath fulfilled the request of his servant.
Mm-hmm.
So Joab arose and went to Geshur and brought Absalom to Jerusalem. And the king said, let him turn to his own house and let him not see my face. So Absalom returned to his own house and saw not the king's face. But in all Israel there was none to be so much praised as Absalom for his beauty. From the sole of his foot even to the crown of his head there was no blemish in him. And when he polled his head, for it was at every year's end that he polled it, because the hair was heavy on him, therefore he polled it, he weighed the hair of his head at 200 shekels after the king's weight.
Mm-hmm.
And unto Absalom there were born 3 sons and 1 daughter, whose name was Tamar. She was a woman of fair countenance. And Absalom dwelt 2 full years in Jerusalem, and saw not the king's face.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore Absalom sent for Joab to have sent him to the king, but he would not come to him. And when he sent again the second time, he would not come.
Now, why wouldn't David want to see Absalom? What's the problem? I mean, he's back in town.
Mm-hmm.
But David stayed away from him. Why?
Was it that thing about Tamar?
He hadn't forgiven him.
Yeah.
Hadn't forgiven him.
Yeah, that was kind of hard there.
Yeah. Yeah, he raped my daughter. Yeah. He hadn't forgiven him.
And he ain't killed his son.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 29 again. Therefore Absalom sent for Joab to have sent him to the king, but he would not come to him. And when he sent the second time, he would not come. Therefore he said unto his servants, See, Joab's field is near mine, and he have barley there. Go and set it on fire. And Absalom's servants set the field on fire. Then Joab arose and came to Absalom unto his house, and said unto him, Why have thy servants set my field on fire? And Absalom answered Joab, Behold, I sent unto thee, saying, Come hither, that I may send thee to the king, to say, Why am I come from Geshur? It had been good for me to have been there still. Now therefore let me see the king's face, and if there be any iniquity in me, let him kill me. So Joab came to the king and told him, and when he had called for Absalom, he came to the king and bowed himself on his face to the ground before the king, and the king kissed Absalom.
This is what you do when you come upon a king. You bow down. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. And it came to pass after this that Absalom prepared him chariots and horses and 50 men to run before him. And Absalom rose up early and stood beside the way of the gate. And it was so that when any man had a controversy came to that it, let me read again. And Absalom rose up early and stood beside the way of the gate. And it was that when any man that had a controversy came to the king for judgment, that Absalom called unto him and said, Of what city art thou? And he said, Thy servant is one of the tribes of Israel. And Absalom said unto him, See, thy matters are good and right, but there is no man deputed of the king to hear thee. And Absalom said, Moreover, all that I were made judge in the land, that every man which have any suit or cause might come unto me, and I would do him justice. And it was so that when any man came nigh to him to do him obeisance, he put forth his hand and took him and kissed him. And on this manner did Absalom to all Israel that came to the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the hearts of the men of Israel.
So he's laying in the cut, saying to the people, You don't have anybody to judge for you, do you? I can do that for you. Just give me all your problems. I'll help you out anything you want. Now let me kiss you on the cheek. See, let you know I'm sincere. Right? So he's jacking the kingdom. Now I don't know why. Not well, I do know why. Yahweh put in his heart to jack the kingdom, so that what he told Nathan to tell David that you slept with this woman in the dark, I'm gonna have your neighbors sleep with your women in the sun, under the sun. That's got to happen in this way. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 7. And it came to pass after 40 years that Absalom said unto the king, I pray thee, let me go and pay my vow, which I have vowed unto Yahweh in Hebron.
Now, that verse is a little suspect because it says, and it came to pass after 40 years.
It's a long time.
That's a long time. So I imagine this is a translator's mistake, the manuscript writer's mistake, but it didn't take 40 years. It said it came to pass after 40 years. Amnon might have been close to 60 or 70 years old by then. Right? So now the more reasonable timeline would be 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I got now.
Go ahead, Brother 7. Read verse 7 again.
And it came to pass after 4 years that Absalom said unto the king, I pray thee, let me go and pay my vow, which I have vowed unto Yahweh in Hebron. For thy servant vowed a vow while I abode at Geshur in Syria, saying, If Yahweh shall bring me again indeed to Jerusalem, then I will serve Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
And the king said unto him, Go in peace. So he arose and went to Hebron. But Absalom sent spies throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, As soon as you hear the sound of the trumpet, then you shall say, Absalom reigneth in Hebron.
Mm-hmm.
And with Absalom went 200 men out of Jerusalem that were called And they went in their simplicity, and they knew not anything.
Mm-hmm.
And Absalom sent for Ahithophel, the Gilonite, David's counselor, from his city, even from Shiloh, while he offered sacrifices. And the conspiracy was strong, for the people increased continually with Absalom.
Now, Ahithophel is his grandfather of Bathsheba. So, again, we got clandestine operation between family members. But yet, as a matter of fact, Ahithophel is one of David's mighty men also. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 12 again. And Absalom sent for Ahithophel, the Gilonite, David's counselor, from his city, even from Shiloh, while he offered sacrifices. And the conspiracy was strong, for the people increased continually with Absalom.
Mm-hmm.
And there came a messenger to David, saying, the hearts of the men of Israel are after Absalom. And David said unto all his servants that were with him in Jerusalem, arise and let us flee, for we shall not else escape from Absalom. Make speed to depart, lest he overtake us suddenly and bring evil upon us, and smite the city with the edge of the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And the king's servants said unto the king, behold, thy servants are ready to do whatsoever my master the king shall appoint.
Mm-hmm.
And the king went forth, and all his household after him, and the king left 10 women, which were concubines, to keep the house.
Mm-hmm.
And the king went forth, and all the people after him, and tarried in a place that was far off. And all his servants passed on before him, and all the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and all the Gittites, 600 men which came after him from Gath, passed on before the king.
Mm-hmm.
Then said the king to Ittai the Gittite, wherefore goest thou also with us? Return to thy place and abide with the king, for you are a stranger and also an exile. Whereas thou camest but yesterday, should I this day make thee go up and down with us? Seeing I go whither I may, return thou, and take back thy brethren. Mercy and truth be with thee. And Ittai answered the king and said, as Yahweh liveth, and as my master the king liveth, surely in what place my master the king shall be, whether in death or life, even there also will thy servant be. And David said to Ittai, go and pass over. And Ittai the Gittite passed over, and all his men, and all the little ones that were with him.
You know, these are Philistines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he had the Philistines even on his side. Now that man could draw anybody on his side, man. You had to love him and respect him. That he can get the Philistine to can run with him, because they saw what dire straits he was in, because his own son turned against him. So they captured the heart of the Philistines. They knew, and besides that, Ittai he's an exile, so he must have a problem with the Philistines that he couldn't hang around them and couldn't go back. So he showed up with David and his men to let him know, we got your back, we got your support, we see what's going on. David said, come on then. Go ahead, Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23. And all the country wept with a loud voice, and all the people passed over. The king also himself passed over the brook Kidron, and all the people passed over toward the way of the wilderness. And lo, Zadok also and all the Levites were with him, bearing the ark of the covenant of Elohim, and they set down the ark of Elohim. And Abiathar went up until all the people had done passing out of the city. And the king said unto Zadok, carry back the ark of Elohim into the city. If I shall find favor in the eyes of Yahweh, he will bring me again and show me both it and his habitation. But if he thus say, I have no delight in thee, behold, here am I, let him do to me as seemeth good unto him.
Mm-hmm.
The king said also unto Zadok the priest, are not thou a seer? Return into to the city in peace, and your 2 sons with you, Ahimaaz, thy son, and your Nathan, the son of Abiathar. See, I tarry in the plain of the wilderness until there come word from you to certify me. Zadok therefore and Abiathar carried the ark of Elohim again to Jerusalem, and they tarried there. And David went up by the ascent of Mount Olivet, and wept as he went up, and had his head covered, and he went barefoot. And all the people that was with him covered every man his head, and they went up weeping as they went up. And one told David, saying, Ahithophel is among the conspirators with Absalom. And David said, O Yahweh, I pray thee, turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness.
No, he said, I pray thee. He's on a run, so he's not in a stationary position to fall on his knees and fall on his face and lift his hands up to ask Yahweh to help him. So he's on the run. So it's not necessarily always formal position when you pray to Yahweh. So he said in verse 31, it says, one told David, saying, Ahithophel is among the conspirators with Absalom. And David said, O Yahweh, I pray thee, turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness. Let's see if that happens. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 32. And it came to pass that when David was come to the top of the mount where he worshipped Elohim, behold, Hushi, the Archite, came to meet him with his coat rent and earth upon his head, unto whom David said, If thou passest on with me, then thou shalt be a burden unto me. But if thou return to the city and say unto Absalom, I will be thy servant, O king, as I have been thy father's servant hitherto, so will I now also be thy servant. Then mayest thou for me defeat the counsel of Ahithophel.
Mm-hmm.
And hast thou not there with thee Zadok and Abiathar the priest? Therefore it shall be that what things soever thou shalt hear out of the king's house, thou shalt tell it to Zadok and Abiathar the priest. Behold, they have there with them their 2 sons, Ahimaaz, Zadok's son, and your Nathan, Abiathar's son, and by them you shall send unto me everything that you can hear.
Mm-hmm.
So Hushi, David's friend, came into the city, and Absalom came into Jerusalem. And when David was a little past the top of the hill, behold, Ziba, the servant of Mephibosheth, met him with a couple of ass saddles, and upon them 200 loaves of bread, and 100 bunches of raisins, and 100 of summer fruits, and a bottle of wine. And the king said to Ziba, What meanest thou by these? And Ziba said, the asses be for the king's household to ride on, and the bread and summer fruit for the young men to eat, and the wine that such as be faint in the wilderness may drink. And the king said, And where is thy master's son? And Ziba said unto the king, Behold, he abideth at Jerusalem, for he said, Today shall the house of Israel restore me the kingdom of my father. Then said the king to Ziba, Behold, thine are all that pertain to me, Mephibosheth. And Ziba said, I humbly beseech thee that I may find grace in thy sight, my master, O king.
I don't trust that Ziba. Because he's supposed to be a servant to Mephibosheth. But where's Mephibosheth? Right? So I think he got an issue being a servant of Mephibosheth. And so he made this whole thing up. Go ahead, man.
Verse 2 Samuel chapter 16, verse 5. And when King David came to Bahurim, behold, thence came out a man of the family of the house of Saul, whose name was Shimei, the son of Jerah. He came forth and cursed still as he came. And he cast stones at David and at all the servants of King David, and all the people and all the mighty men were on his right hand and on his left.
I think I read this on the Shabbat, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it sounded familiar. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And thus said Shimei when he cursed, come out, thou bloody man, and thou man of Belial. Yahweh have returned upon thee all the blood of the house of Saul, in whose stead thou hast reigned, and Yahweh have delivered the kingdom into the hand of Absalom thy son, and behold, thou art taken in thy mischief, because thou art a bloody man. Then said Abishai the son of Zeruiah unto the king, why should this dead dog curse my master the king? Let me go over, I pray thee, and take off his head. And the king said, what have I to do with you, you sons of Zeruiah? So let him curse, because Yahweh have said unto him, curse David. Who shall then say, wherefore hast thou done so? And David said to Abishai and to all his servants, behold, my son, which came forth of my bowels, seeketh my life. How much more now may this Benjamite do it? Let him alone and let him curse, for Yahweh have bidden him. It may be that Yahweh will look on mine affliction, and that Yahweh will require me good for his cursing this day. And as David and his men went by the way, Shimei went along on the hillside over against him, and cursed as he went, and threw stones at him, and cast dust. And the king and all the people that were with him became weary and refreshed themselves there. And Absalom and all the people, the men of Israel, came to Jerusalem, and Ahithophel with him. And it came to pass when Hushai, the Archite, David's friend, was come unto Absalom, that Hushai said unto Absalom, Elohim save the king, Elohim save the king. And Absalom said unto Hushai, is this thy kindness to thy friend? Why wentest thou not with thy friend? And Hushai said unto Absalom, nay, but whom Yahweh and this people and all the men of Israel choose, his will I be, and with him will I abide. And again, whom should I serve? Should not I serve in the presence of his son? As I have served in thy father's presence, so will I be in thy presence. Then said Absalom to Ahithophel, give counsel among you what we shall do. And Ahithophel said unto Absalom, go in unto thy father's concubines, which he have left to keep the house, and all Israel shall hear that thou art abhorred of thy father. Then shall the hands of all that are with thee be strong. So they spread Absalom a tent upon the top of the house, and Absalom went in unto his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel. And the counsel of Ahithophel, which he counseled in those days, was as if a man had inquired at the oracle of Elohim. So was all the counsel of Ahithophel, both with David and with Absalom.
So what we have here is that coming to pass that Yahweh told Nathan to tell David that while you did it in the dark, same thing's going to happen to you under the sun. And that's what he's done. He's sleeping with his father's concubines. Well, a concubine is second in authority to the wife. So you can't get past a wife, and you can't get past a concubine. So just like we mentioned about Reuben going into his father's couch, he went into one of his concubines, and so he lost his position as the firstborn son. Gave that to Joseph. So I don't know what it was about Reuben that he couldn't find a younger woman than his dad's concubine, because she noticed she had to be older than he was. But you don't know, we weren't there, so it's probably he didn't have nothing else to do that day. So he really messed it. Hey, I'm not saying, man, that she's she pot out probably. Because I'm looking at Sarah, she turned faces out. So, looking at that might have been the case with Reuben. He might have been just a hound, I don't know. Go ahead, man.
2 Samuel chapter 17, verse 1. Moreover, Ahithophel said unto Absalom, Let me now choose out 12,000 men, and I will arise and pursue after David this night. And I will come upon him while he is weary and weak-handed, and will make him afraid. And all the people that are with him shall flee, and I will smite the king only.
Mm-hmm.
And I will bring back all the people unto thee. The man whom thou seekest is as if all return, so all the people shall be in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And the saying pleased Absalom well, and all the elders of Israel. Then said Absalom, call now Hushai the Archite also, and let us hear likewise what he says. And when Hushai was come to Absalom, Absalom spake unto him, saying, Ahithophel hath spoken after this manner, shall we do after his saying? If not, speak thou. And Hushai said unto Absalom, the counsel that Ahithophel has given is not good at this time. For, said Hushai, thou knowest thy father and his men, that they be mighty men, and they be chafed in their minds, as a bear robbed of her whelps in the field. And thy father is a man of war, and will not lodge with the people. Behold, he is hid now in some pit, or in some other place, and it will come to pass, when some of them be overthrown at the first, that whosoever heareth it will say, there's a slaughter among the people that follow Absalom. And he also that is valiant, whose heart is as the heart of a lion, shall utterly melt. For all Israel knoweth that thy father is a mighty man, and they which be with him are valiant men. Therefore I counsel that all Israel be generally gathered unto thee, from Dan even to Beersheba, as the sand that is by the sea for multitude, and that thou go to battle in thine own person.
Mm-hmm.
So shall we come upon him in some place where he shall be found, and we will light upon him as the dew falleth on the ground. And of him and all the men that are with him there shall not be left so much as one. Moreover, if he be gotten into a city, then shall all Israel bring ropes to that city, and we will draw it into the river until there be not one small stone found there. And Absalom and all the men of Israel said, the counsel of Hushai the Archite is better than the counsel of Ahithophel. For Yahweh had appointed to defeat the good counsel of Ahithophel, to the intent that Yahweh might bring evil upon Absalom. Then said Hushai unto Zadok and to Abiathar the priest, thus and thus did Ahithophel counsel Absalom and the elders of Israel, and thus have I counseled. Now therefore send quickly and tell David, saying, lodge not this night in the plains of the wilderness, but speedily pass over, lest the king be swallowed up, and all the people that are with him. Now Jonathan and Ahimaaz stayed by in Rogel, for they might not be seen to come into the city. And a wench went and told them, and they went and told King David. Nevertheless, a lad saw them and told Absalom, but they went both of them quickly and came to a man's house in Bahurim, which had a well in his court, whither they went down. And the woman took and spread a covering over the well's mouth, and spread ground grain thereon, and the thing was not known. And when Absalom's servants came to the woman's house, they said, where's Ahimaaz and Jonathan? And the woman said unto them, they be gone over the brook of water. And when they had sought and could not find them, they returned to Jerusalem. And it came to pass, after they were departed, that they came up out of the well and went and told King David, and said unto David, arise and pass quickly over the water, for thus have Ahithophel counsel against you. Then David arose, and all the people that were with him, and they passed over Jordan. By the morning light there lacked not one of them that was not gone over Jordan. And when Ahithophel saw that his counsel was not followed, he saddled his ass and arose and gat him home to his house, to his city, and put his household in order, and hanged himself, and died, and was buried in the sepulchre of his father.
So it worked, that prayer worked then, didn't it? Right? When you go back into chapter 15 and verse 31. It says, and one told David, saying, Ahithophel is among the conspirators with Absalom. And David said, O Yahweh, I pray thee, turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness. So now he saw that Absalom followed after Hushai and didn't follow after Ahithophel, so he killed himself. He had that much pride and arrogance that he just couldn't take it. Go ahead, Stephen.
2 Samuel chapter 17, verse 23 again. And when Ahithophel saw that his counsel was not followed, he saddled his ass and arose and gat him home to his house, to his city, and put his household in order, and hanged himself and died, and was buried in the sepulchre of his father. Then David came to Mahanaim, and Absalom passed over Jordan, he and all the men of Israel with him. And Absalom made Amasa captain of the host instead of Joab, which Amasa was a man's son, whose name was Ithra, an Israelite, that went into Abigail, the daughter of Nahash, sister to Zeruiah, Joab's mother. So Israel and Absalom pitched in the land of Gilead. And it came to pass, when David was come to Mahanaim, that Shobi, the son of Nahash, a rabbi of the children of Ammon, and Machir, the son of Amiel of Lodebar, and Basilia, the Gileadite of Rogelim, brought beds and basins and earthen vessels and wheat and barley and flour and parched grain and beans and lentils and parched vegetables and honey and butter and sheep and cheese of kind for David and for the people that were with him to eat. For they said, the people is hungry and weary and thirsty in the wilderness. And David numbered the people that were with him, and set captains of thousands and captains of hundreds over them. And David sent forth a third part of the people under the hand of Joab, and a third part under the hand of Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, Joab's brother, and a third part under the hand of Ittai the Gittite. And the king said unto the people, I will surely go forth with you myself also. But the people answered, Thou shalt not go forth. For if we flee away, they will not care for us, neither if half of us die will they care for us. But now you are worth 10,000 of us. Therefore now it is better that thou secure us out of the city. And the king said unto them, What seemeth you best, I will do. And the king stood by the gate side, and all the people came out by hundreds and by thousands. And the king commanded Joab and Abishai and Ittai, said, verse 5, and the king commanded Joab and Abishai and Ittai, saying, Deal gently for my sake with the young man, even with Absalom. And all the people heard when the king gave all the captains charge concerning Absalom.
Now you see how much importance they put on David. They said, no, you stay here. Because they don't want us, they want you. That's how much charisma he had. He can gather people together and do what he got to do. So now they're going to be coming at you. So you stay back, we got this. They love that man, so that that he said that you worth 1,000 of us. Hey, can't beat that with 6. Whatever you want me to do, I do it. That kind of compliment there.
Yes,
I sit down.
They even, concerning David, they even ran through a bunch of troops one time getting water. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would put their life on the line for
Yeah, they love that man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
2 Samuel chapter 18, verse 6. So the people went out into the field against Israel, and the battle was in the wood of Ephraim, where the people of Israel were slain before the servants of David, and there were a great slaughter that day of 20,000 men. For the battle was there scattered over the face of all the country, and the wood devoured more people that day than the sword devoured. Shut this thing down. Verse 9. And Absalom met the servants of David, and Absalom rode upon a mule. And the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak, and his head caught hold of the oak, and he was taken up between the heaven and the earth, and the mule that was under him went away.
Mm-hmm.
And a certain man saw it, and told Joab, and said, Behold, I saw Absalom hanged in an oak. And Joab said unto the man that told him, And behold, thou sawest him, and why didst not thou not smite him there to the ground? And I would have given thee 10 shekels of silver and a girdle.
Mm-hmm.
And the man said unto Joab, Though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver in mine hand, yet would I not put forth my hand against the king's son. For in our hearing the king charged thee and Abishai and Ittai, saying, Beware that none touch the young man Absalom. Otherwise I should have wrought falsehood against mine own life. For there is no matter hid from the king, and you yourself would have set yourself against me. Then said Joab, I may not tarry thus with thee. And he took 3 darts in his hand, and thrust them through the heart of Absalom while he was yet alive in the midst of the oak. And 10 young men that bare Absalom's armor, verse 15, and 10 young men that bare Joab's armor compassed about and smote Absalom and slew him. And Joab blew the trumpet, and the people returned from pursuing after Israel, for Joab held back the people. And they took Absalom and cast him into a great pit in the wood, and laid a very great heap of stones upon him. And all Israel fled every one to his tent. Now Absalom in his lifetime had taken and reared up for himself a pillar which is in the king's dale. For he said, I have no son to keep my name in remembrance. And he called the pillar after his own name, and it is called unto this day Absalom's place.
Well, we just really did have children, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead. This must have been before he had them children. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Then said Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok, Let me now run and bear the king's tidings, how that Yahweh have avenged him of his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And Joab said unto him, Thou shalt not bear tidings this day, but thou shalt bear tidings another day. But this day thou shalt bear no tidings, because the king's son is dead. Then said Joab to Cushi, Go tell the king what thou hast seen. And Cushi bowed himself unto Joab and ran. Then said Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok, yet again to Joab, But howsoever let me, I pray thee, also run after Cushi. And Joab said, Why wilt thou run, my son, seeing that thou hast no tidings ready? But howsoever, said he, Let me run. And he said unto him, Run. Then Ahimaaz ran by the way of the plain and overran Cushi.
Look, see what I'm saying? These men are in shape. They are running in the wilderness. No water. Go ahead, man.
Verse 24. And David sat between the 2 gates, and the watchman went up to the roof over the gate unto the wall, and lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man running along. And the watchman cried and told the king, and the king said, If he be alone, there is tidings in his mouth. And he came apace and drew near. And the watchman saw another man running. And the watchman called unto the porter and said, Behold, another man running along. And the king said, He also bringeth tidings. And the watchman said, Methinketh the running of the foremost is like the running of Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok. And the king said, He is a good man, and cometh with good tidings. And Ahimaaz called and said unto the king, All is well. And he fell down to the earth upon his face before the king, and said, Blessed be Yahweh thy Elohim, which have delivered up the men that have lifted up their hand against my master the king. And the king said, Is the young man Absalom safe? And Ahimaaz answered, When Joab sent the king's servant, and me thy servant, I saw a great tumult, but I knew not what it was. And the king said unto him, Turn aside and stand here. And he turned aside and stood still. And behold, Cushi came, and Cushi said, Tidings, my master the king, for Yahweh have avenged thee this day of all them that rose up against thee. And the king said unto Cushi, Is the young man Absalom safe? And Cushi answered, The enemies of my master the king, and all that rise against thee to do thee hurt, be as that young man is.
Mm-hmm.
And the king was much moved, and went up to the chamber over the gate and wept. And as he went thus, he said, O my son Absalom, my son Absalom, would Elohim I had died for thee, O Absalom, my son, my son.
All right, Stephen, I'm going to stop right there and open the floor for questions before. Does anyone have any questions before we dismiss?
Good class.
All right, let's see what's on chat. Let's see here. I have Avisha Judah on YouTube. You got something before him?
YouTube.
Avisha Judah,
Yeah, my first one is Julius Brown.
Julius Brown.
Uh,
Anybody after him? Let me go ahead and say shalom to Julius Brown. Who else?
Eliyahu.
Eliyahu. Shalom, brother Eliyahu.
Elder Hyman.
Who?
Elder Hyman. Harmon.
Hiram. Yeah, shalom, Elder Hiram.
Gregory Rucker.
Who?
Gregory Rucker.
Shalom, Gregory Rucker.
Who else you got?
Avisha Judah. You seen him yet?
What is he on? You said YouTube? Facebook?
He's on YouTube, yeah.
He's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on Facebook.
No.
Okay.
You got him?
Yeah.
Shalom, Avisha Judah. Shalom, Morning Chris. Shalom, David Ben Israel. Shalom, Kiana Strachan. Shalom, Julius Brown. Shalom, Brother Levi Israel. Shalom, Brother Eliyahu. Okay, I got him now. Judah 771. Yeah. Elder Hiram. Shalom, Gregor Rucker. Shalom. Shalom, Brother Alahayan, Ben Yasharala, and Sister Malaka. Shalom, Brother Yaakov, Ben Israel. Shalom, Elder Mick. Shalom, Elder Tobiah. Shalom, Mother M. Shelton. Shalom, Mickey Anderson. Shalom, Brother Levi. Do you believe Gentiles can be grafted in? Yes. How is that going to be saved? I mean, they got to be part of our tree. We can't be part of their tree anymore. And that's what Paul was alluding to, that the tree that represented Israel was a holy tree. So the Gentiles, not being a holy people, had to be grafted into our tree if they're going to be saved. Now again, the doors of the kingdom of eternal life have been opened to the Gentiles, so there's got to be a way for them to be saved. Shalom, Melinda Curry. Shalom, Brother Levi. See, that's diabolical. Shalom, Susie Garman. Shalom, Elder Joseph and Stephen and the NCI members.
Shalom.
Shalom, Kevin Birch. Okay. Shalom, Susie Garman. Shalom, Brother Hodiah ben Israel. Shalom, Levi Israel. Shalom, Brother Abraham ben Israel. Shalom, Brother Adrian Davis. Shalom, Drayson Righteous. I hope I pronounced that name right. Shalom Azariah. Shalom Clemens Marks and Sister Yolita. But Alejandro said, Shalom Elder, why didn't Yahweh punish a woman who committed adultery with King David? She also committed adultery. That's true. Well, usually the guilt falls upon the man. And since Yahweh wouldn't kill David, he wouldn't kill the woman either. Because it wouldn't be fair. I mean, he spared the man, why didn't he spare the woman? Right? It's not, they both did it together. Either they spare both of them or you kill both of them. So she found grace in Yahweh's sight too. So besides that, Shlomo had to be born.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to spare her life. There's a big mess though, you gotta admit that. Shalom XYESCHAGARRETT. I can't pronounce that.
Yes, Garrett. Yes, Garrett.
Yes, you're Garrett. That's about the closest I can get. Shalom only Redwood. Shalom Mother Leah. What? That all? Shalom Repentant Judah. Shalom Brother Elizabeth Petrie. Shalom Jimmy O'Moore. Shalom Elder yourself. My question is 2 Samuel 18 and 22. Tidings are referred to as, and what's it made up of? What's 2 Samuel 18 and 22? Okay, it says, then said Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok, yet again to Joab, but howsoever let me, I pray thee, also run with Cushai. And Joab said, wherefore wilt thou run, my son? Said thou hast no tidings ready. Well, tidings is just news, information that he said you didn't have. He already sent the man before him with the news or with the tidings. So that was what that was referring to. When he said tidings, it was referring to any information he had on what was going on. Okay. All right, so I don't see anyone else on here. I hope they help you out, Jimmy O'Moore. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. If you're going to say anything, I give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Sound like a break. Let's go ahead and get out of here. I want to thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Join our sisters class. It's coming 5th day, Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. You can join them on Zoom. And lastly, you can join us on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, and keep the Sabbath with us. Again, thank you for joining us.